Hello, everyone. I'm Priestess Faiza Moselle, one of the priestesses at the House of Frida, also the head priestess of Faiza Moselle Alchemy. This is part one of How to Alchemize Anger, Don't Be Broken Angry. This class is about anger and shame. Me and my ancestors had a full conversation at a time where I was extremely angry, and they told me to write a lecture about it. So I did so. And so I'm going to go into a brief discussion that I had with my ancestors about anger and how they feel. First and foremost, anger is a human emotion, and it's unrealistic when people tell you not to be angry. It is an emotion that we're bound to experience sometime in our life. I don't think you can avoid anger, so don't try to. Oops, y'all. Yeah. Just don't allow your anger to drive your emotion. Don't allow your anger to drive your actions. Don't allow your emotions to drive your actions, because then you don't know what may happen while you're angry. You don't know what may happen while you're extremely happy. So um, just overall, don't feel bad for being angry, because it is a normal emotion. And ignoring your anger can eventually turn into trauma that you're holding on to. And now it's 5 years later and you're still holding on to that anger, holding on to that trauma, because you didn't address the problem, the issue at hand, or from the situation that you that made you angry in the first place. Also want to go into speaking about how it's okay to be angry just as it's okay to be happy. As long as you don't sit in that vibration of anger and operate from a stance of bitterness, you should be fine. Don't allow your emotions to drive your actions. So you can use anger as fuel. You can use anger to empower you and to empower others. Let's think about a time where in slavery, where it took our ancestors to get extremely angry just for them to rise up and fight back, or to rise up and run away. And it took them to get angry, but they used that anger in a way to empower them and empower others to make movement, to make shift, make change, and transform. So I touched on anger could be used to empower you. Okay. Also, with anger, we receive from our heart space. You don't want to hold on to anger, because we receive from our heart space. And holding on to that anger can make it difficult for you to receive the things that are meant for you. When you, how can you expect to manifest what you want with no room to receive, because you're holding on to that pain, you're holding on to that sadness, you're holding on to that anger? You can't. Or at least you may manifest what things into fruition, but it won't be what you actually want in your life, or something that's in alignment for you. You will manifest angry situations, not so beneficial issues, and you'll continuously have problems in your life when holding on to pain, trauma, sadness, because all of that leads up to anger. In order for you to receive the things that you want, that requires heart chakra alignment. It requires healing your heart, the things that may be causing those blockages within your heart. The heart chakra, I'm going to touch a little bit on the heart chakra. This is not a chakra class, just giving you a little lesson on the heart chakra and how it pertains to anger and how your anger can cause blockages within your heart chakra and cause your heart chakra to be out of alignment. I'm looking at my notes over there. When this chakra is out of alignment, this chakra can cause financial blockages, lack of empathy, an inability to receive, and an inability to hear guidance clearly. Because we hear with our heart. And holding on to anger can put that chakra out of alignment. Healing this chakra can help you release that anger. I don't want, like I said, I don't want to go too much into the chakras because this isn't a chakra class. But those are some of the symptoms that you experience when that chakra is out of alignment due to anger. It can affect your heart and the heart chakra in general. Moving on. Now we're touching on the topic of shame and anger. Are you ashamed of your anger? That is the question that my ancestors had asked me. Am I ashamed of my anger? And I'm ashamed of my anger, and why am I ashamed of my anger? And it was a really good question. Yeah, I got so many. But it was a good question that was asked to me, and it really made me think, and it also helped me in the healing process of letting me know that it's okay to be angry and using that anger in different ways, using that anger to empower myself and empower others and to make shift in whatever I'm fighting for in that moment. So my first point about shame and anger and being ashamed of your anger. In society, we're usually called problematic when we're expressing anger, especially as melanated people, especially as Black women, and why we are holding on to expectations of other people. The expectations of people who provoke the anger in the first place. Then they want to call you bitter, they want to call you crazy after the anger is provoked. Don't allow them to get away with hold these people accountable. It is okay to be angry. You're not crazy. You're not bitter for feeling your emotions. You're not all those things that they've called you after they gaslit you to becoming that angry in the first place. It is okay to be angry. Once again, it is okay to be angry. Do not allow that anger to overpower. Do not allow that anger to get in the way of you thinking clearly. But it is okay to be angry. It is okay to feel your emotions as being provoked. Do not allow those people to gaslight you into telling any of those things because you got angry about a situation. What else? We should never allow anyone to have that much power over our emotions and how we feel. Hi. Oh, okay. Now I'm going to tell y'all about a time where I was crying because I was so angry about my role in a situation. And then I had to remind myself that I am crying over other people's tears. Why are we crying other people's tears? That's a question that y'all should write down. Why are we crying other people's tears? This caused so many people to suppress their anger because they once decided to hold someone accountable for the way they were treated. It is okay to hold someone accountable for the way you are being treated to be angry. And oftentimes this is what causes us to become shameful about how we reacted to a situation. This causes us to not want to be angry, water down, and allow people to do just anything to us. Now we're going into childhood. So I have a question. How many of you as a child ever gotten angry at someone that was older than you, then expressed that anger, then got hit or yelled at and called disrespectful? And another question, how many of you have seen those same people express their anger the same way or even worse, and it was looked at as being okay because they were grown? I'm going to give you a minute to just think about that. Okay. And when you thought about those things, how did that make you feel? What came up for you? Um, and you could just write it down. You don't have to tell me. Also, this isn't a lecture about staying angry. It is not okay to stay angry, but it is a lecture about acknowledging that you're angry and feeling those emotions when they show up. Because if you're always angry, you need to get to the root of that and heal that. Like I said, this is not a lecture about continuously just being angry and bitter all the time because that's not healthy, not for you, not for anyone, not for you. This is a lecture about not allowing people to dictate how you feel. It's about honoring your emotions so you could work through them when you're ready to and not when someone tells you to. Um, which goes back into talking about shame. Don't allow anyone to shame you into um, being fake positive or pretending that your feelings don't matter or pretending that you're problematic because you are feeling some type of way about a situation. Um, this class is about honoring your emotions so you could work through them when you're ready to and not when someone tells you to. I believe I just said that. There comes a point where you don't care to be seen as a problem and you choose not to get angry because it disrupts your peace and not because it disrupts others' peace. I'm gonna repeat that. There comes a time or a point where you don't care to be seen as a problem and you choose to not get angry because it disrupts your peace, and not other peace, and not others' peace. So you're not wanting to get angry because it's not healthy for you, not because not because someone told you not to get angry. And a lot of the times we choose silence because we're afraid to leave relationships. Silence does not keep the peace. There could never be peace in a relationship if one person is happy. And that is all for my notes about shame and anger and shame. I do want to give y'all a recipe to help you release heartbreak. So get your pen and paper ready. You're gonna use rubbing alcohol, a small amount, rose oil. You don't need that much. A small amount of rubbing alcohol, a small amount of rose oil, and your favorite perfume. And you're gonna take that and you're gonna rub a little bit on your skin, on your heart space. And you can do this daily until you're no longer sad or or a situation isn't affecting you. Um, but overall, this is just to release heartbreak. It was a it was a recipe that was given to me from my ancestors. and a gift to y'all. Next, we are going to do a journal prompt. You are going to write down 6 moments where you've gotten angry and afterwards felt ashamed about it. I'm gonna give you 6 minutes to do this, to complete this. Okay, we are back. The 6 minutes are over. Next, you're going to choose one to write about. So one of those moments out of the 6 moments, you're going to choose to write about. And I'm going to give you 6 minutes to write anything that came up for you in this situation. Just take your time and just write. Write whatever comes to your heart, whatever comes to your mind when you think of this moment. Write how it made you feel in the moment and just anything that comes up for you. So I'm going to give you another 6 minutes to complete this. Okay, the 6 minutes are up. And now I need you to have your pen and paper, and you're going to write this affirmation down to release guilt or shame around feeling your emotions. And then you're going to repeat this affirmation 5 times on your own time in the mirror. Well, I'm going to give you the affirmation first. I allow myself to feel my emotions without guilt or shame. So that's one time. I allow myself to feel my emotions without guilt or shame. I allow myself to feel my emotions without guilt or shame. I allow myself to feel my emotions without guilt or shame. I allow myself to feel my emotions without guilt or shame. And you can repeat this as you're applying um the recipe, the recipe that I've given you to release heartbreak. It will help you just to release that shame around feeling your emotions, the shame around being angry, and be okay to and feel safe enough to express the way you feel when you feel it, and not on your time, and not on other people's time. And that is the end of this lecture about the excuse me, part one of Don't Be Broke and Angry, how to alchemize anger into prosperity. Anger and shame. Yeah, thank you. I almost forgot about some of the products under Faiza Moselle Alchemy at the Hoodoo Shop that will help with anger and releasing your guilt and shame around feeling your emotions, and also what the class is mainly about, bringing in money um, from your anger, prosperity from your anger, which you will learn a little bit more about as the series goes along. This class was just a brief introduction to shame and anger. Um, and so the Mont coffee scrub at the Hoodoo Shop can be for healing. It helps with heartbreak. So when you are sad, or it helps you move on from heartbreak, pretty much. Then we have Quiet the Whispers, which is one of my favorites, is the gossip oil. It protects you from gossip. It helps you stay in high vibrations through the chatter and flourish through the chatter. Because people are going to talk regardless. But you're going to let them talk and you're going to continue to flourish through it. and sometimes it'll stop them from talking as well. Um, and then we have the Having My Way Florida water, which is another one of my favorites, which it's exactly what it says in the name. It helps you have your way. It leads you into getting the things that are meant for you in alignment and the things that you want. So we did talk about the heart chakra and opening up your heart chakra. This Florida water can definitely do that to help you be more receptive to receiving whatever you want. And it also boosts your confidence after it boosts your confidence, helps things work out in your favor, and also helps you trust yourself a little bit more. And another thing is we have our writing ritual, which teaches you how to manifest through a written word. Um, it is a 2-week ritual that we have here under Faiza Moselle Alchemy the at the house at the hoodoo shop, excuse me. And this writing ritual starts December 1st of 2024. So join the writing ritual if you want to learn how to manifest through writing. Also, you can join my Patreon at Faiza Moselle Alchemy. And I believe that is all I have for you guys. So thank you once again. Of the link, all the links, all the descriptions of and the links will be below in the description box of how you're able to join the writing ritual and Patreon, and also links to the products that were mentioned in the during class.